Today we start a three-part progression on building core strength to benefit the human movement system. Welcome back. I'm Tommy Larkin, and as always, thank you for joining me today. Now, this series is starting with the core, and the core is defined by the muscles which make up the lumbopelvic hip complex, the LPHC for short, which consists of the lumbar spine, the pelvic girdle, the abdomen, and the hip joints. Now, all movement originates from these groupings and is where our center of gravity is located. As noted in NASM's Essentials of Personal Training Fitness textbook, quote, "A strong and efficient core is necessary for maintaining proper muscle balance throughout the entire human movement system," end quote. Most people think when we talk about the core, we mean making the tummy area stronger and get that full-on six-pack showing. Now, of course, getting a really strong and defined six-pack is great, but the rectus abdominis is only one set of muscles in the abdomen. So let's take a step back and look at the different levels of what the core really looks like. Now, in the human movement system, the core is the basis of stabilization in our body, which is broken down into three systems. These systems are the local stabilization system, the global stabilization system, and the movement system. Collectively, all of the muscles in each of these systems provide dynamic stability and neuromuscular control of the entire lumbopelvic hip complex. These systems work together through an inside-out process. The local stabilization system is the deepest core stabilizers which connect directly to the vertebrae. These muscles function as intervertebral and intersegmental stabilizers and to support primarily the lumbar portion of the spine. The muscles of the local stabilization system are transverse abdominis, the internal obliques, lumbar multifidus, pelvic floor muscles, and the diaphragm. Now, the global stabilization system attaches the pelvis to the spine to facilitate load transfers between the upper and lower extremities. This provides stability between the pelvis and spine and stabilization during functional movements. The muscles of the global stabilization system are quadratus lumborum, psoas major, the external obliques, rectus abdominis, the gluteus medius, and the adductors. Now, the movement system are the muscles which attach the spine and or pelvis to the extremities of the body, i.e. the arms and legs. The muscles of the movement system are latissimus dorsi, the hip flexors complex, the hamstrings, and the quadriceps. Now, this overall system works much like a building is structured. Without a strong foundation, the building would not be structurally stable. One must build our strength and flexibility from the foundation up, or in the case of the body, from the inside out. A weak core is a fundamental problem which can cause inefficient movement and lead to predictable patterns of injury. Through simply integrating some focused postures which target our local stabilization system first, we can build a strong foundation, which greatly aids us in being able to move more efficiently, effectively, and with better overall stability. So before we get into today's pose movement, let me remind you of an important factor which will greatly benefit the work we are doing. This is to make sure you are activating your cat and cow actions in the abdomen and upper back respectively. As a quick reminder, the action of cat is to draw the navel towards the spine with a little scooping movement up towards the heart region or the center of the chest. The cow action is to draw the shoulder blades towards each other and use them to puff open the chest. Now, these two actions are balanced by making sure you keep the front lower ribs drawing in towards the back of the body. One last thing to understand in my method of teaching is I don't really like to do isolated core work. I tend to integrate the specific work needed within the various postures, poses, or exercise patterns we are doing. I have found this to be a better to be better received by my students over the years, but also teaches our minds we can have overall stabilization regardless of what position we are in at any given moment. Now, this is why the cat-cow and the vital lines of energies I teach are so important. They all start with drawing in or bracing from the local stabilization muscle group. This in turn allows the global stabilization and movement system muscles to work more efficiently within the given postural forms. Now, obviously, doing an isolated core practice is still a necessity, and today and next week's tweaks are just that. Week 3 will be a movement pattern which integrates both of these weeks and next week's tweaks, plus the one introduced in tweak number 52 together for a full body core systems development process. So with that, let's get to today's work, which is of 2 parts. The first is a static hold for a 6-second count. The second part is adding a rocking action to the first portion. If you find the first movement to be a little difficult in holding for the 6 seconds, simply hold for as long as possible each time, building up to the 6-second hold on each of the repetitions. Once you can do all 3 with proficiency for 6 seconds, then add the second movement pattern. Now come to your mat lying on your back. Clasping the hands on your abdomen, as you inhale, lift the head and feet together, balancing on your hips. Holding the breath will count to 6 mentally, and we are at 6 now. So you exhale, relax and lower the feet and head. Inhale, lift the head and the feet. 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, relax and lower the feet and head. We'll do one more. Inhale, lifting the head and legs. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Exhale, relax and lower the feet and head. Great. So the next exercise, if that was easy, or you're welcome to try it today and then work up to doing it, we use the same position. Now as we inhale and lift the head and feet, we balance on our hips again. Now we're going to rock back and forth about 10 times like a seesaw action, allowing the breath to flow freely. Great, one more rock of seesawing back and forth, and then we come back to center and exhale, release the head and the shoulders. Great. And that's it for the 2 exercises. So there you go. I hope you'll gain great benefits from today's work. If you have any questions or thoughts about this tweak or any previous one, let me know. Put your question or thought in the comments of the specific tweak and I'll get back to you. Also, if you like today's tweak, I'd appreciate you hitting that like button below, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Plus, check out our website and follow us on social media for other inspiration and great ways to enhance your vital energy. You'll find those links in the description below. As always, thank you so much for joining me today, and until next time, have an amazing week and be excellent to each other.